Welcome to our Friday night chat. Link is in the at the bench thread on the forum. And while we're doing this, I am going to be finishing up this vector, your videos. So let's see here. Alive. I wish this would stay on, but it doesn't. Save. We're going to customize this. Live chat replay. Save.
Looks like there's still power where you are, huh?
Yeah. With no power for you?
No, I got it. It flickered once, though.
It's flickered here too.
Kind of.
I'm gonna have your cousin's airplane done tomorrow. I'll have it done tonight. All I gotta do is glue these flaps on and wrap the lines now.
He's apparently, I just talked to his wife a while ago. He's down with the flu
Oh yeah.
or something. He's been in bed sick today.
That's been going around.
Yep. Gary looks healthy.
How's that ringmaster coming?
I already crashed it.
Yeah, right.
You missed it.
Did you fly in the wind today?
Not control line, but my body did on the walking to and from my car. It's crazy out there.
Pretty warm. It was 87 when I went out.
Yeah, that's almost beyond my comfort threshold. 80 degrees is as hot as I wish it would ever get. Any hotter than 80, and I don't like it.
80 and zero humidity.
Yeah. Well, if it's zero humidity, I can deal with even hotter than 80, but it's never zero humidity here. So are you going to Brodak, Gary?
I don't know
When are you going to decide?
whether I'll get there or not.
Is it last minute? You like the weekend of, you'll just put your thumb up and, yeah, I guess I'll go. You don't really
Yeah,
have to.
probably.
I guess it's not, you said it's only about an hour and a half for you, so you could wait till the last minute, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's depending on if
You
you're
don't even have to
hungover
stay
from
there.
drinking. You're waiting to see if you're hungover from going out drinking the night before. Or...
I guess.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Back when I used to be young like you, boy, I was chasing it like that.
But
Sparky, didn't you have some kind of I guess it was called a yurt or something that you were taking to those types of events to stay in? Like a big tent thing? Or where did I hear?
I have a canopy, but I don't have a yurt. I was going to buy a yurt, but
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of then.
I decided against it. I just stay in my little trailer.
Is it? I've never seen it. Is it like just a cargo enclosed type trailer or?
It's just a box trailer, but I'm thinking about putting a side door on it and maybe some windows, make it a tiny travel trailer, you know.
Put some shag carpeting in there and paint a mural on the side like a shaggin' wagon van?
Yeah, yeah. It's plenty big enough for me to sleep in. It's 8 foot long by 5 foot wide, so.
Yeah, I've slept in the back of my 4Runner. I used to travel the RC car races a lot of times. Not a lot of times, but several times I stayed in that thing. Just put a sleeping bag down in the back. Man, I just got a friggin' roof on my house, a brand new roof. It's probably about a month ago now. Watch it get fucked up. Pardon my French.
What is the wind blowing? About 40?
I just know I got a big magnolia tree right outside my patio door here that I'm watching, and it's moving like I ain't ever seen it move before.
Let's see what the wind is.
Is Steve over his sickness yet? He was sick last week or earlier in the week, wasn't he?
I don't know whether he is or not.
I think he had something, I guess, but yeah.
I know I guess it was Monday, he texted me because he saw me pop on and then pop off and said he had been under the weather. So maybe if he's watching, he'll text me again. That was heartbreaking last night. That Blues loss, wasn't it, Sparky? You were probably
Oh
over
yeah,
there.
it was terrible.
Ah,
I did watch how they switch arenas. You know, they go from ice hockey to basketball.
No, they put the wood down over the ice a lot of times.
Yeah, it was the Chicago arena. They can do all that, switch the seating and switch the court in 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's amazing. First, the Zamboni comes in and levels the ice. Then they throw down a rubber membrane. Then they throw down the wood and they move the bleachers and they're all moving and cleaning. 2 hours.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Did you go out to the meeting yesterday?
No.
Are you in the club or no?
Yeah, I am.
You just don't do the meetings.
Not really. Wind speeds. Right now it is, well, 7 o'clock. 10 o'clock, it's going to be average wind speed 21, gusting to 33.
At what time?
10 o'clock, that's the lowest. So
It'll
that's,
be like the tail end of it, won't it?
yeah.
we got it coming tomorrow.
Oh,
Looks like the best time to fly is going to be, if there is, shit, it's going to be Monday, 7 o'clock in the morning, 5 miles an hour. And at 10, it'll be 9, gusting to 14. Did you get your park permit?
not yet. I got the paperwork here.
Just copy mine and put a different number on it. How they gonna know?
Yeah, I'm okay with giving them their due. It's $90 is cheaper than cost me. I haven't joined yet either, but I was going to join that RC club out there off of the Page extension just to have an alternate place to fly. Because it's got the closest trees to that circle. I measured it on Google Earth. They're about 1,220 feet away from it. It's on a big flat. So there wouldn't be any
Same
weird.
as Booter.
Oh no, Booter's got trees right behind you.
Well, then the first set of trees off to the right, 600 foot, but the trees by the freeways are 1,200 foot,
Go look.
1,000 foot.
The only trees that are near you at this place are 1,200 feet away.
Oh,
From the other directions, it's miles because it's a big river flat down there.
well, I wonder if they're done with VSC.
Well, that's right. That's a lot of those guys are tied up with that. I wonder if sometimes they get on from the hotel room, don't they?
Yeah. Or is it this weekend? I don't know. It seems like they've been traveling for a week.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
it's this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. All right. So there's Booter. Let's zoom way in. So from the center of the square pad,
To the freeway is how far?
well, to the freeway or to the tree line?
Yeah, tree line, freeway, same
So
thing.
center of the measured distance, 285 feet.
Yeah, it seems like a long ways. And obviously, how about, I don't know, that's north or south. I guess it'd be north, to the north of it, to the left. Looking at the pad where the donut is, how far is it from the center of the square pad to the trees over there?
Over by the donut.
Yeah,
And that's according to, do I have my map set up so that north is up? That's almost due east as I see it here. But so from the center of the square pad over to those trees, about 315 feet.
Huh. And then we got a tree right on top of us that we sit under.
Yeah, right behind you. So now you see what I mean by 1,200 feet is pretty nice. That's the closest trees.
Yeah, it's kind of like being at the Nats.
Yeah. And so Steve and I went out there and met with them, and they were willing to, mow and roll and do whatever they needed to do to zhuzh it up. Right? Even sounded like if push came to shove, you could have a contest out there. You'd have to make another circle, because don't you need at least 2 circles to have a decent contest?
Not necessarily. Depends on what event you have.
They're letting the helicopter club use their spot for their contest this year. The Whirlybirds used to have their contest out there at Booter, but I guess I don't know if it's over the fees or what, but they're moving out to this place. This place has got a giant 600-foot long asphalt runway now.
And
Do you know Paul Getters?
I do not.
I'm guessing he must be a speed guy. He's on when we get emails from Fred. If you ever go look at the list of all the people that are getting them, he gets our email. So he somehow is involved or used to be involved with the club. But he's the safety officer out there at this place. I seem to remember his name from the pylon racing back in the day. This is the club that used to do, well, they still do RC pylon racing out there.
Anybody in chat, Gary?
And
This is Friday, isn't it?
yeah. I already give me your hands up, thumbs up. So we're all right there.
They
Nobody's in
posted
yet.
the final results from Classic is posted from the VSC.
Where at? In Stunt Hangar?
No. On the site that shall remain nameless.
Well, when I close this site down, and all you're left with is that farce book, and then what are you going to do? That is a joke.
I think you should leverage it. Use it for all it's worth to boost Stunt Hangar.
They don't allow you to do that. That's why I should reciprocally ban it.
Oh boy, that was a big gust.
Yep.
They're making it tough to read this sheet here. Classic Group 1. Classic Group 2. Final score.
Who won?
Jim Hoffman. Second place, Joe Gilbert. Third place, Dennis Nunes. Fourth place, Denny Adamson. Fifth place, John let me zoom in here. Callentine, does that sound right?
If I happen to flick off, sorry
Yeah,
about that.
I'll know what happened.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if they had any storms you wouldn't be on tonight. But we made
Sixth
it.
place was Keith Trossel. Seventh place, Chris McMillan. 8th place. Ray Firkins. 9th place. Paige Peterson. 10th place. Bob Harness. 11th place. Is that Antone or Aratone? Antone Kephart. Do you know these people?
Nope,
Are they like locals to the desert out there?
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll look into shutting it down next year. If they want to deal with Facebook, fuck it. We're good. We're good for this year, but probably run its course. It'll be a 20 years next year.
Yeah, the only thing I see is classic. They may have posted it. They may have cross posted on Stunt Hangar. I didn't see it though whenever I
With as much trouble as it is, and as much as it costs, if it's not going to be used, there's no sense in keeping it. There is no way to compete with Facebook. And if you think it's shit, you can't find anything on there. It is not posted.
I would say that's why I don't know that it's really a competition because it's not the same thing. It's good for little quick instant stuff, but in terms of a repository of actual
Let me tell you what it is. It has more people on it, so people they want to be the inventor of the newest thing, or they want self-gratification, so they go on there to post that shit, and people that don't even fly control line say, wow, what a great job you did. You know, what good is that? There's flights again.
I think depending on what groups you look at, it's a different situation. I don't think there's what I was just talking about is in the Pampa group. And
Yeah.
that's I don't think there's anybody that engages in that group that doesn't actually fly control line.
And here's the real clincher. That Pampa group could have been on Stunt Hangar if it wasn't for one person. And yes, I know who that person is. Let me wrap these lines here.
So those numbers are flat black that I'm seeing there.
Yeah.
I guess from a distance it's tough to tell, but it looks fine from here.
It looks all right. Yeah, if things would have went through, you'd have had a magazine online and everything. Fuck it.
Who was going to write the magazine?
You just take art, you know, just edit articles from Stunt Hangar into a magazine. But somebody didn't like my politics. So they lobbied against it.
How close storm is now?
You know, when I started Stunt Hangar and I started that policy and no politics, that was no politics about Brodak. And everybody's immediately said that you can't talk about anything. They want to squelch your free speech. That really ticks me off.
Well, it does limit the audience some. If your goal is to get as many people as possible, it would, I could see it being a downer if it was just one particular viewpoint that was getting squelched.
But you got so many people that are whiners too. Oh, he said something. Hey, if you don't like it, don't look. I certainly don't watch TV. It's shit that I don't like. I just got a super gift today. I'll show you. Super gift. And thank you very much. I know you're watching. This is from the 50s. This is sterling silk span.
Make them big, Gary.
No.
I'm kidding. You can't do that.
Let me
Let's just see.
Well, I can
I
get
just
a
wanted to see
speaker.
if you're paying attention. I could see you kind of
Oh.
jump like, oh,
Oh,
how do I do that?
I can, yeah, I can go to speaker if I want you to make it big.
okay.
Yeah.
This is sterling silk span, 15 cents a sheet. $3.75 for 25 sheets. And that's
What year was that?
It's from the 50s.
Wow.
And this will be going on my next airplane. This is good stuff. Then
$3.25, you said?
for the whole roll,
3.20. How much you think that converts to today?
it's $3.75. I don't know. 15 cents a sheet. How much does Brodak sell 2 sheets for?
I don't know, but today, if just based purely on inflation, that would be $38.84 worth of silk span. $3.25 in 1955 equates to $38.84 in February of 2025.
You can't touch that. At 25 sheets, you get 2 sheets of silk span for oh crap.
Let's flash forward and say for some reason you could never get any more silk span. What would be your second choice of how to do things? Silk, you said?
Yeah.
But that's considerably heavier, right?
Well, yes and no. It takes more dope to fill it. I would do silk on the wings and Jap tissue on the fuselage. And maybe lay Japanese tissue over the top of that.
Yeah, it's real quick. Oh God.
There we
I like the silver canopy.
That's my car color.
That looks nice, I think. Yeah. I do.
Well, I didn't want to paint it black because there's so much black on it already. I was going to paint it green, but I don't know if they like green or not.
Oh. I think he'd have liked it just fine.
Well, if you don't like it, that's too bad because that's the way it is.
No, I'm sure he'll like it no matter what. He likes that it's done. That's what he likes, that he didn't have to do it. I'm pretty sure. He's probably not guessing. He's probably not watching tonight. As I understood it, he was sick in bed.
It cost him quite a bit. Man, I got a lot of work in this thing. I won't be doing another one. Danny was 100% right. Can of worms.
I haven't seen a video from him lately on that one he was working on.
Danny goes in spurts. I've known him 30 years. And and
I know the type. I know the type.
good builder.
I mean, if it weren't for you wanting to do videos each day, you probably wouldn't be as regular, I don't think, would you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, shows what I know. Hmm. Like it's already been through Kansas City, and they've, at least from what I'm seeing here, they wonder how it worked out for them.
It's really whipping up right now. Shit, I forgot the damn crap. I got it all cut, put out the heat shrink. You guys are screwing me up.
It wasn't me, it was Gary. He's the one screwing you up.
Yeah. Well, I talk so much, see, it's just
Yeah,
can't get a word in twice.
he gets distracted with all that noise you're making. Well, who would have normally been here? John Miller, he's not at the VSC.
Uh-uh.
Bob Hunt's not at the VSC. The other Steve Smith's not at the VSC.
You won't see Bob back on here again. He's mad at me.
What'd you do?
Well, I don't want to go into it.
Okay, fair enough. It's not my business anyway.
If you ask me out at the field, I'll tell you.
Okay.
It's all right.
Radar confirmed tornadoes on Channel 4 right now, Rolla and Troy. I don't know what radar confirmed means.
Means that there's a radar and that there's a tornado there.
You got green and red real close together there. Like,
right over Fort Leonard Wood right now.
So where's that compared to you?
West, a little bit south and west.
About 100 miles.
We had a pretty pink sky out and the clouds and everything tonight at sunset.
Last night at 1 o'clock in the morning, there was a blood moon.
Yeah.
A blood moon.
Yeah.
It's an eclipse of the moon. The sun or the Earth flies in front of the moon.
Okay.
Makes it bright red.
Oh, there's Stuart.
I don't see him. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Do you know that Stuart was a watchmaker?
Nope.
I didn't know that either. Showed us a lathe last week. So that was what he did by trade, was a watchmaker. That's about the most interesting. Have you ever seen I was telling him I like to, I don't know why, but I like to watch them. They like rebuild old vintage, Rolex watches and stuff.
Stuart, you ever work on a pocket watch?
Yep.
If I send you a pocket watch, will you fix it for me? I'll pay you.
Nope.
Yeah,
I got right out of that quite a long time ago.
you don't have the tools to do it. I got no clue how to do it.
I kind of got the tools, but I just don't even want to get into it.
It was my great grandfather's, and it's an old train watch, and I need it fixed.
Some of those are pretty nice.
How many years did you do that, Stuart?
Well, I had a business for like almost 30 years, but what happened was when I first got into it, I did the work myself. And then as I grew into a jewelry store, then I farmed a lot of the watch repair part out. So I did a lot of the minor stuff, crystals, batteries.
You made your fortune trafficking gemstones and gold and whatnot.
Yeah.
Nice.
So bit of everything.
Here it is. I need this watch fixed.
What is it? An old Hamilton or something?
Yeah, let's see. Come on now, open up. There we go.
Push the button.
Well, it's not a Hamilton. It's got some other writing on it.
Yeah, I can't read it, but it's a lot of
It's
those.
only off by a half hour, Sparky. You can't be that broke.
Yeah. Doesn't have a crystal in it. That's busted out. And
Crystals are available.
and it feels to me like they overwound it and it won't wind anymore.
Yeah, that means, in other words, it just doesn't work, so it won't unwind the mainspring.
Right. It needs a mainspring and a crystal and cleaning.
Might not need a mainspring. If you could turn it, it goes tight. That means that the mainspring's probably okay. It's just that there's dirt in it or something that's not working, so the mainspring won't unwind. So
I've had the back open. Let me see if I can get it open.
Does Brian Gardner make any parts for those?
No.
Mhm.
Let's see here.
He might, you never know. Special AAC mainsprings.
Well, I can't. I don't want to ruin it. That's the workings are inside there.
yeah. Yeah, you gotta be careful taking those backs off too and then putting them back on. If you don't do it right, you kind of screw them up.
It has a Duber Duebuer. Duber Special.
Okay, yeah, I don't know, but there's so many different watches and things. Because I would even back in the day, or quite a bit.
But this thing here is 125 years old.
Yeah,
Are you gonna let him talk about you like that, Gary?
Mhm.
is it a gold case?
Mhm.
Well, I think so. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to take it to a jeweler to be absolutely 100% sure. It could be gold filled.
Can't you just bite it?
No.
That's what they do on TV. Oh yeah, it's real gold.
Yeah.
Who's staying up to watch Formula One qualifying tonight?
Oh yeah, be right there. What channel is it on?
Uh, I don't know. I don't watch channels. I steal everything online.
Where would you watch it?
I actually several years ago, got invited to a private pirate hub for Formula One. Well, I won't even mention the name of it. The fact that it's private and we don't talk about it is why it hasn't been taken down so far.
That makes sense.
ESPN. Actually, it says ESPNU. What? I guess they're not going to have it. The hell is ESPNU? I guess that's one of the ESPN channels is ESPNU college sports, NCAA scores and rankings. I don't know why they got the qualifying on there, but they do. But the race itself is going to be on tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m.
Lisa Roy says, hi, everybody. Like provided.
Who's that?
Lisa Rice
That's Wayne.
or Wayne, right? Yeah.
Why does he go
That-
by Lisa?
That's his wife, probably, right?
Yeah, it's his wife's computer.
Oh. Going to the knee doctor Tuesday, Stuart. Talk about going under the knife.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
On your knee? Did you
Yeah.
say? Oh yeah.
I got to get the MRI first, but they think I got a torn meniscus.
Yeah, that's not good.
It just won't get better. It's been since last summer.
Make sure they put a Zert fitting in it when they do it.
Yeah. You said you had arthroscopic surgery done on your knee.
Yeah, I did.
What was the injury?
I don't know what caused it. It wasn't bad. Like I used to walk along and all of a sudden it would like somebody would take a big screwdriver and shove it right in the back of my knee. And I collapse almost. But they went in and he said he cleaned out a little bit of arthritis or something, but it wasn't bad. And then there was some tears and they kind of smooth them out or clip them, if there's a tear or
Sounds
stick it.
like they did a manistectomy or whatever. They cut off the torn pieces of your meniscus.
Yeah.
That manistectomy, is that like an addictomy?
Except for that's putting something on and this is taking something off.
Oh,
So yeah, they cleaned it up a bit, I think. And then I was like, I went in for physio and the girl couldn't believe how good I was doing. It was like within a couple of weeks, I was like fine. Didn't take long. I was like, it was pretty good. I couldn't even actually after I had it done, I was sitting on the couch at night and the kids are saying, well, aren't you gonna take some medicine like for pain or something? I didn't have almost had no pain. It only hurt if I turned my foot. So it was pretty
Yeah.
lucky.
Didn't hurt to walk on it or anything.
I think it was tender that way. Yeah, probably. I can't remember
But
exactly.
it
That was,
didn't hurt just sitting in one spot. The way mine is when I really piss it off, like I'm sitting here now, it doesn't hurt, but when I go to stand up, I have to really take my time and straighten it out because I get a real bad, pinch or pull or whatever in the back inside corner of my knee, like something's tight there,
Yeah.
Once I get it stretched out, then I can go walk across the room, no big deal.
Here's what happened to me. I kneeled down and I could hear it, my tendons zip like a zipper. And man, it hurt to kneel down. And I called my dad. I said, "Hey, Dad, remember this? My dad's a World War II vet." I said, "Hey, I did this, and when I kneel down, it hurts." He said, "What should I said? What should I do?" He said, "Well, don't kneel down." And I didn't. I
Yeah.
kneeled down, and it's all repaired.
How long ago was this?
Fixed itself.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably 5 years ago.
Oh, you obviously had something bold or something.
Well, I know it was a tendons. It went brrr, and it burned.
Where in your knee did it hurt?
Right up the thigh towards the inside.
Huh.
I love them World War II guys. What should I do? Well, don't kneel down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go downstairs here.
Yep, I think I've milked this vector for about as many videos as I'm going to get out of it. Shit, I forgot butane. Okay, that's one.
Mm.
So this goes on. Well, it's just me and you, Gary.
Yeah.
I guess nobody's interested in this
Here
thing.
comes
How many we got watching?
Elizabeth. Says 26. That's his top messages. And let's see.
We got 26 messages.
No, it says it's 24 watching.
You guys better get in and participate.
Well, I did get my my Venturi and my needle valve in the Thunder Tiger.
Oh, what was the secret?
That was the one where the down the Venturi there's like a little cutout. So I didn't know how they went together. So you guys kind of told me the other night, so I got it back together.
So you didn't need that little sleeve to stick through there first?
No, it's I don't know if you can see it. Oops.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Man, how big is the hole in that thing?
Looks small, doesn't it?
what?
It's about 3 millimeters.
Yeah.
For what?
What size is that hole in the Venturi?
Yeah, it's not that big. I don't know.
Look, put the camera real close to that. Look at that thing. It's like a 3 millimeter intake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that big. I was surprised. Unless it's I got it from Jim Lee.
And then it's right.
Yeah. So And then the needle valve there, on the needle or the oops. Oops. Oh geez, I think I lost you. There we go.
Yeah, we see it.
See, this is the oops. I've showed you this before on these this here. That knob,
Hmm.
that's a clock thing. It's off an alarm clock.
Wow.
The I want to see it again. Oops.
Well, if it works.
What size prop do you run on that?
Gotta pick it up. We can't see it.
Oh, yeah, no, it's trying to get.
Prop's
Nice.
in the way. Turn the prop.
Oh, there it is.
Now pick it up.
What? Pick it up? Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
there you go. Yeah.
that's the knob off a clock.
You just soldered it on there.
Yeah, it's a alarm clock. I had a bunch of them, so I works actually pretty good. And I just use the metal epoxy. I don't know what is the size on this one. I'm not 100% sure.
Not 3/16, 1/8 inch probably.
This is a 36 engine. I don't know. I'm not sure which prop is supposed to be on it. But
Run like an 11.4,
Yeah.
11.4.
something like that.
Yeah, I changed them around last year because it wasn't running right, and then I realized that there was a bit of fuel coming out of the gasket area. And then I took it apart and I went, wow, this isn't even the right one because it was sloppy in there. So
That one, this is all from what I read because I've never ran that engine. But that Thunder Tiger, they're called Yoshioka now. You can get them from Brodak.
oh yeah, I use those a lot now.
11.4.5. I think that people like
Yep.
that prop on there too.
Yeah, I think that's the one I got.
Gray one,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's kind of shaped like an old Rev Up or something.
Yeah, it's 11.4.5.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of putting that on. It worked good on my 30 or the 46 OS.
Same airplane.
No. I've got a different one that's but they seem to work pretty good on a couple of them, so
Okay.
Len Burrell.
there's a
We doing,
Yeah.
guys?
I'm in.
I was watching you on YouTube, but I figured you guys need some help. There's not enough people on here.
That's, thanks for
I
coming
could,
there.
I couldn't let this meeting just sink. Come on, guys, let's go.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you got?
Daniel Berry Sports says, highlight says, hey.
Yo.
I don't know if you saw what I typed last night, Sparky, but I thought I'm going to go look at Daniel Berry's sports highlight channel.
Yeah.
And I looked and looked and looked and looked, and it was mainly basketball, football, little highlight clips. Of course, you know what I was looking for hockey. And the first one that comes up is Quentin Byfield scoring the game-winning goal against the Blues when Kings beat the Blues. I was like, thanks a lot.
All right, you got the new airplane finished?
Who, me?
No, Stuart.
Oh.
who said that? Len?
Yeah.
Oh
You
no,
got the new plane finished?
I got the Venturi now in this new Venturi.
Okay.
So in the Vector, so it's ready to go. And
Show Len the size of that Venturi opening.
yeah, it's not very big.
Okay, that's
You're
fine.
kind of off to the side. It's not as impressive until you get right over it because it doesn't look any bigger when you get right over it.
It's about 1/8 of an
Yeah,
inch.
well,
Yeah, look at
yes,
that.
that's about right. It looks good. Because
Wow.
the needle valve's not going through the center of the Venturi,
Oh,
so
you know
can't
what?
have it
Here
too
you
big.
go. That makes more sense now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why. That's good.
I'm thinking,
It
how
should
has
work
that thing
fine.
got a smaller Venturi than an FT20?
That's why,
That
because the
actually doesn't-
Venturi's offset of the Venturi, it's offset
Yep.
of the Venturi hole.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Huh.
It'll work. It'll be fine.
Are all your super tires like that too, Sparky?
Yes. Now I have some that have been modified, but I don't run them because they ruined them.
Oh,
What that does is it puts the needle valve in the wrong spot. You got to have the pickup tube at the same height off the engine bearer as the needle valve. So if you drill a hole in it, it puts it down lower. So the tank has to be dropped. I mean, will it work? Yeah, it works, but I find that the Randy Smith Venturi works best with the Super Tiger or his needle valve.
so when you got a, I guess, upright or inverted engine, a center line through the needle valve needs to be in line with the fuel pickup. And when you go to a side mounted engine, what part of the
center of the Venturi.
Huh.
And ultimately, when you fly the airplane and you fly it right side up and upside down, you're going to time it each way. And if it's off, then you're going to move the tank up or down, whatever you need to get it just right. If it's going a little faster inverted, then you're going to have to, I can't remember, raise or lower the tank. But I always mix it up. But
lower, I guess you
got to put a shim under the tank to bring
that's
it
right.
down.
Yeah, you raise the tank up. That's right. And vice versa, if it's running too fast the other way or too slow. You see what I mean?
And that's what normally happens because people don't relieve the engine bearers.
Exactly. It's, sometimes you'll get a plane and it'll be very close right from the get-go, but sometimes they're out. Like you'll put it inverted and it'll kind of sag and go slow. And it's like, well, no, because it's nothing wrong with anything. It's just your tank's not at the right height.
And then the same thing with electric. You got to raise and lower the battery to get it to be even.
Don't know anything about that.
I think you know enough to know that was silly.
I know. I know you're just kidding. It's all good.
They do raise and lower the battery for balance, though.
Most definitely. Vertical CG is very important. Sometimes you need more weight on the bottom of the airplane. Sometimes you need more weight on the top of the airplane to get it to fly better. I got 2 Skyrays all covered this week. Just gonna paint the fuselages and tails, and they're done.
Have you ever put one of these together, Len?
ARF Vector?
Yeah.
No, I have not. My buddy Tom down the road here is putting together an arc right now as we speak. He was covering it today.
What's he covering it with?
Ones, not one of the older ones.
Blanket, I heard.
Dope and tissue
interesting.
Or monocoat?
Monocoat.
Oh boy.
He's going to tissue the fuselage, but monocoat the wings.
Let's see your Skyrays, Lem.
Okay, hang on.
I need some inspiration.
Are you going to Brodak for the Skyray race?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Feels like we got some wind coming.
I just heard something about 2-inch hail somewhere in 70-mile-an-hour wind.
I hate the hail because it screws your car up.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have it in the garage.
I don't have a garage to be in. I might have to get some plywood and put on the hood. Hardboard or something.
Got a tarp?
Nope.
Nope, that won't help then.
Tarp wouldn't help anyway. I mean,
Sure it did. You put the blanket underneath it and then put the tarp on.
no.
There you go. Fine.
Jeff's Train World says Howdy.
John Miller.
Hi, John.
How you doing, guys? There we go.
Done,
Hey, how you doing?
doing well.
I'm gonna get to meet my cat here real quick.
There we go.
He's got to be right in front of me tonight.
He almost just noticed his back.
That's a sky ray, is it, Len? That's a
It's a Sky Ray. The only difference is that it's a balsa wing instead of using plywood. There's no plywood parts in the wing except for the bell crank mount. So it's much lighter.
Good choice. Good
This
choice.
came out to 17.5 ounces as it stands with no motor or tank on it. So it's
It'll
very
be
light.
about 35 ounces finished.
Yeah,
Ready?
so it's pretty light.
32,
As light as a feather.
35.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. And I just basically went with the plans. I didn't make it fancy. It doesn't have adjustable lead outs or anything. I just built it right to the plan.
You could probably fly that on a 15 at that weight.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna put a FP20 in it. That's what Brett Buck suggests, so that's what I'll
That's a
try.
good engine.
Do you use
Yeah.
a incidence meter to line up the wing and the stab and the engine, or?
I just draw lines and I measure accurately. Yeah, I just draw lines and measure accurately. I make sure I get the wings centered perfectly and make sure the tail's in perfect alignment and that the motor mounts are in perfect alignment with so that everything's straight back all the way.
What have you done? The wing to fuselage joint, any kind of a special fillet or?
That's just all epoxy. I glued it in with 15-minute epoxy, and then I went over it with another coat of 15 minute epoxy the next day. That's all it is, nothing else there.
Did that wing get glassed in the middle?
No,
No.
because I scratch built the wing. So what I did is I cut 1/2 inch spar for the leading edge. It's full length. It's a full length spar. And same with the trailing edges. The trailing edge pieces are full length 332 balsa on the trailing edge. So it's an all one piece wing basically. There's no advantage in glassing the center section because you're just using 332 sheeting that goes right across anyway.
My spars are not full length, but I
Yeah.
seamed them like they make it like 3 ribs to the end of the wing, so
Yeah.
even the spars out by the tip. And I
It'll be
staggered.
fine.
The only thing I hate is I hate doing the iron on tips. I absolutely hate it. I detest using the stuff on wing tips. I can never get them quite right. I get them close, but there's always some flaws and a few little imperfections in them. I never get them perfect. I'm just not good enough at it, and I don't have the patience. You can see there's it's a little bit crinkly in a couple of spots, but
That
oh well.
Monocoat or
I can live with it. The other thing I did is I put a 2-wheel landing gear on them. I don't like 1-wheel gear. I can't stand that. I mean, I get it. Back in the day when they used to fly slow combat and stuff, you had to have a 1-wheel gear. But I wouldn't put a 1-wheel gear on anything. I just hate the things. Like if you put it on a Stooge, it's rocking all over the place and it's jiggling and wiggling and sometimes it'll even come at you. I have no patience for
That
that.
sounds like my last date.
Especially if you're flying on pavement, it skins the wingtip up.
Oh yeah. Then you have to put then you have to put control horns or something on the trailing edge of the wing to try and get it so it doesn't skin up. You're right, Sparky. It's just a pain in the butt. So I don't do it anymore. I just got my wire bender out and bent a nice little 1/8 inch gear and stuck it in the fuselage before I glued the wing in. It's all one piece, so it's not. I don't like the landing gears with the brass tube in the center. I don't like that either because they end up if you have a hard landing, it breaks the tube, and then you got to take it all apart and put a new piece of brass tube in and monkey around.
Somebody
So I
told
just
me,
bend. Go
what
ahead.
about taking the size brass you would normally use and then sleeving a second piece over that so it's double thick?
Yeah. It's easier for me. I have a wire bender and I just bend it perfectly and stick it right in there, all one piece, and I never have to deal with it again. I've learned over the years, the old twister type gear with the brass tubes, nothing but a pain in the butt. You drill the hole and then you put two brass tubes, then they still break, and then now you got to deal with two brass tubes in a big hole every time.
Come here.
Just can't be bothered. Anyway, I got one with this type with the 2-inch wheels like so, and then the other one I put the big wheels on it.
You gonna fly in the dirt clods?
Put the
Oh,
big
the
wheels
buggy
on this
wheels.
one.
You
Yeah,
got
2.5
buggy wheels
inch.
on it.
Yeah, these wheels are so light. They're just like a feather, and they're
Yeah.
great on grass.
Buggy wheels.
Yeah.
So the fuse in the tail is just sealed. It's not painted or covered with anything.
No, there's nothing on it yet. I haven't done it. I've got to paint it still.
Oh, you are going to paint it though.
Oh yeah, I'll put 3 or 4 coats of clear on and sand it down and a couple of coats of paint, and then I'll just trim it up. It'll be fine.
Did you
I just
put the
haven't got
wing
that
in?
far.
Did you put the wing in first and then cover it, or the other way around?
No, covered it first. Cover the wing first. It's just
Oh.
easier than trying to move
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole airplane around and monkey around. I
Yeah.
covered it first.
And if it's silk span, it adds strength because I double cover in the center.
True. Yeah, if you're doing silk span, cover the wing right through the center as well. Exactly. With this, I don't, obviously. You want to glue wood to wood.
Yeah.
But one of these airplanes is for a buddy of mine who doesn't build anymore, and this one here, the yellow one's mine. So they should work good.
So is he going to get appearance points for it?
No, the event we're gonna fly, there's no appearance. It's basically gonna be like the Ringmaster event, except you can use any kit or a scratch built exactly like a kit. Anything under 425 square inches and no flaps, and we're gonna all fly stunt. So you can use a Ringmaster, a Flight Streak, a Skyray, there's a million different airplanes out there. I mean, Shark 402, Lightning
Pathfinder.
Streak, all those airplanes that are about that size, like the Brodak, the
Pathfinder.
racing ones, like the Cosmic Wind, the Buster, the Shoestring. You can use any of those airplanes, and then everybody flies stunt with them. No flaps, though.
Oh,
It should be a good event. John Paris and I came up with it. And I think Brad Lapointe was in on it, too. So we're going to try it this year and see how it goes. Just basically, they're calling it KISS Stunt. Keep it simple stunt. No, it's not basic flight. No, yeah. So that's what we're up to. Stuart, you got your plane ready?
Well, it's working. It's getting there.
Right.
Yeah. I was waiting for
Good
some
show.
stuff to come in, so I got to get back to it next because I got the vector done.
Okay.
Good show.
And I still might, if we get time. I don't know if you have time later in the next couple of weeks. Is maybe putting that wing together on the new one.
You want to bring it over? I'll put it together for you or help you put it together. Not
Yeah.
a problem.
Okay.
That's no problem.
Didn't
If
know
you
how
want to do that, we can do that.
busy you are with everything.
Just let me know. Well, I'm always busy. You know me. I've got 10 airplanes on the go at once right now. So I'm not going to be any less busy.
Well, I figured if I don't get it done before the warmer weather, when you start painting, I'll never get it done.
No, you won't. Once I get painting, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm out. I won't be doing any woodworking.
Yeah.
I've got to finish my Strega. I've got to finish that rebuild on the Fokker D7. I've got to finish the two Skyrays here. I've got to finish a profile Messerschmitt, a profile Brodak P40. All these airplanes are built, but they're not covered or painted.
You
The
have room
Strega is. The Strega is ready for paint.
You have room for them?
Huh?
Did you have room for them?
Well, you've seen my basement. It's just full of airplanes. I'm closing in on that 80 to 90 airplane mark. I got a lot of airplanes.
I'll send you a couple of kits once I settle whether I'll be making it to Brodak. You can bring them there and drop them off for me, okay?
Want a couple of kits?
Well, I want to see them all built when I get them back.
I don't think you like
No,
my building. I don't think you'd like my building prices.
it's got to be better than mine right now.
Well, that's well, no, it's not my building isn't the problem. It's the price of building. It costs money to build.
Oh, you got that right.
You know, the glue and everything costs a fortune now. Nothing's cheap anymore. Do you know that
No,
up here to buy a 2 ounce bottle of CA is $20?
Can't just mix some flour and water and call it good.
Oh yeah, try that. Let's see how
oh,
that
go
works
back
when
to
you
the
pull out of
old,
the
get
reverse swing
old
over.
negatives and meld them down. You know.
Exactly. CA is the greatest thing on earth, but by God, it don't come cheap unless you buy the cheap dollar store stuff, and it doesn't work quite as good.
You know what the disadvantage is, with all the advantages CA has. You know what its biggest disadvantage is?
What's that?
You put 1 ounce of CA on an airplane, you've got 1 ounce more weight because there's no gas
That's true. Uh,
to go. So if you
You
put,
can't go yeah, you can't go stupid with it. You got to be reasonable, for
yep.
sure.
Otherwise, I love this stuff. Except it bothers my breathing.
Yeah, it bothers my breathing a little. It bothers my eyes too. I have to always make sure I wear the goggles when I use it so I don't get
Yeah.
any in my eyes. It really affects my eyes, I find, when it goes off.
I wanted to show these. If you guys remember, I showed that roll of silk span I got for 15 cents a sheet. I was also sent 30 of these, what I was looking for.
You dog.
What
And
are
no, you
those?
can't have one.
Tail wheels.
Oh, nice.
These are, man, I was worried about these wheels. You can't get them no more. These are the best tail wheels, the Williams Brothers 3/4 inch.
Oh, they're great, Sparky. Send me half of them.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't think you would, but I thought I'd ask.
this is my lifetime supply. So I have to stay alive long enough to build at least 30 more airplanes.
Oh, you and I are just about on the same schedule, Sparky. I'm glad to know.
Yeah.
Glad to know you. About 30 airplanes to go. That's about my number too.
Sparky, aren't the little Dubro tail wheels with the foam on them? Aren't those lighter than them?
They may be lighter, but they wear out. Those are the best tail wheels.
I would have thought you'd change them every flight if they were lighter.
No,
Oh, John Miller's got lots of tail wheels.
Those aren't tail wheels. Those are,
Those are Spro. Oh, bell crank or ball
Oh,
links.
those, I see what they are. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were holding up tail
That's all right.
wheels.
no, these are those
Welded
round
wings.
round rings like
Oh, yeah.
Adamation likes to use it. I wanted to try them out.
Yeah, I bought some and tried it. They work great, John.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
I was told that these are something craft.
I tell you what I found though,
I was told these are the best that you can use for our use.
What are
yeah,
those?
that's the
They're
ball. That looks like the ball links from that RC place, RC pattern
Yep, that's
place.
the ones.
That's the good ones.
From Central Hobbies or from F3 Unlimited?
F3 Unlimited.
uh,
The trick, John, the trick with those, good God, what a long AMA number.
Where?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. Good gosh. Anyway, if you use those on the India lines, be sure and use a Lenny loop. And then when you put it on the handle side, especially, if you use the ones that are just bent over on the ends, you know what I'm talking about? The clips.
Yeah.
If you use those, be sure and get you a piece of rubber tubing or something and put over that thing where they can't come back out, because they have a funny habit of getting turned around where they're only on one clip.
Yeah.
I had that happen twice.
I've had that happen too. So you're right.
Yeah, just to put a little piece of, if you can find surgical tubing like the sailplane guys use for high starts,
Yeah.
that works perfect. Just a 2-inch piece of it. and put it over the end of the clip in the where your line comes through it with its thread of the wire. Kevlar or woven wire we've always used. Just put it on the end of it where it covers just the joint, and it can't get to the end of it to come off then.
I want to get some of that 500-pound
Kevlar.
Kevlar stuff that Lenny's using for lead outs and stuff. Lenny, where'd you get that 500-pound Kevlar?
Lynn Burrell,
What kind of knot did you tell him to put on those?
A Lenny loop.
a Lenny loop.
It's
that
a
like
maidenhead
Lark's head?
knot. A lark's head knot.
Okay, yeah, I don't never heard it called a Lenny loop before.
Oh, that's what.
Well,
we
we
talked
call
about
that
night.
because Lenny was telling us how good it was working on that, so we dubbed it the Lenny loop.
Yeah,
I follow.
We like to immortalize our members.
yeah. See, if you come up with something that really works, Steve, we'll immortalize it.
Yeah.
It'll be you from now
I
on.
bet when I'm not around, there's lots of immortalizing.
Well, well, we're trying to figure out something
I'm
we
not gonna
call a
touch that
real
one.
Steve,
Right. I wonder where the other Steve is. He was sick this week. Certainly, he's got to be better by now.
Yeah, he wasn't here Monday.
I don't know.
Text
Tommy's
me.
still sick. I talked to Tommy a while ago, and he's still sick. Sounds like he's got laryngitis and the croup at the same time.
Oh, boy.
And the ears up.
I
Well,
think tonight is Steve's Dungeons and Dragons night.
Yeah, but that's
Oh.
not till later, I don't think.
I lost one of my cats yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
She just
Where'd he
died
go?
of old age. I figured it out. She's 16 years old.
oh me.
She just slowed down this last week and quit working yesterday.
Look, you just,
That's a shame, John. Sorry to hear that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I
I was there when she was born, so she's been with me her entire life.
No, stay with mom.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't catch
my
it.
daughter was with my dog when he was born, and I was with him when he died. And I tell you, it's 16 and a half years. Best dog we ever had.
Stay.
Yeah, it's
The one we
hard to
got now
lose
is-
them, isn't it?
Yeah, one we got now is a pretty good dog, but Scooter was, everybody in the neighborhood loved Scooter.
No, you mean everybody doesn't love the terrorist?
The terrorist doesn't get out. He's not smart enough to come home.
No, he just don't care to come home.
That's it. He'd rather go out and run and play.
What was your cat's name, John?
Her name was Bieber.
Like Justin Bieber?
No, it's a contraction. I used to call her baby, and then it kind of got contracted out to baby and then Beeb and Bieber. And that was because my her nickname was BB. And that was because she was the youngest in her family. And they go things, she said, wait for BB, so that kind of a little family name kind of a thing.
Huh.
But
Yeah,
she
that's
was
pretty cool.
a long-haired Siamese,
Oh.
beautiful cat.
She's not the one who used to jump up on your lap regular then.
No, that's Mia. That's the
Yeah.
well, I guess you call her Tabby. She kind of got a color variation, kind of like a Siamese, but she's got stripes in there.
Yeah.
And then
Wonder what I've done
there's
with
the
that.
dude there. He's the one that's been on my lap tonight.
Yeah.
He can't fly a U control though. He try as he might, he can't do it.
You don't have thumbs.
That's all right. No thumbs. He just can't do it. And he can't build, though he likes to get on the building table. He can't build.
Yeah. I had a neighbor had a cat one time. I just built I don't remember what the airplane was, but it was a pretty good sized wing because it went all the way from the floor to up on my building table, and the building table was a high one. That darn cat thought he'd use it as a ladder, and he must have jumped the first few steps because he got to two from the outboard side, although I think it was a radio control airplane. he hit that wing and all of a sudden that rib and all of a sudden he slid back down and took every rib with him.
Took all the ribs with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that
Just
sounds like when
destroyed
I
it.
fell on this pile of airplanes back here.
Yeah. That would hurt. Yeah, I went home. I took that note when you told us about that. I took that as a time to pay attention, and I went downstairs and started hanging my airplanes from the ceiling.
Good idea.
One place I can't fall on them is on the ceiling.
Anything up off the floor, you know.
Give it a good try.
I
My
just
wife
haven't,
says, "I'll
still
give it a
haven't
good
got
try."
the heart to dig. I still haven't got the heart to dig into the pile to see what survived and what didn't. I know the top wing for the two bits, the biplane is broke.
Oh no!
I know
Oh no!
the Torino, the outboard wing is toast.
Oh no!
That I can see. I know there's a hole in the wing on the Pathfinder 40.
Oh no!
Everything's repairable.
That's right. It's all repairable.
It's just wood.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're all repairable.
I had one time.
It looks like the beast there survived though. I don't think it got
I had
touched
one
at all.
time when I was learning to fly that I had monocoated, and I crashed it, and I was challenged to put it back together. Said, "Yeah, I want to see you rebuild that one." So I took that thing home and took a razor blade and cut the bag open and peeled it open real slow so everything stayed there. And I put that silly thing back together with CA glue. Now I didn't know about CA glue at the time. When I got through, it was heavy. I mean, it was heavy, 2 ounces heavier, and this was
Right.
a half A model,
Oh, wow.
so it was heavy. But
Say 2 ounces is a lot.
yeah, it flew again. It didn't fly well, but it flew again.
You know, you didn't know when I was a kid, but when I was a kid, money was hard to come by. My only source of income was a paper route, and I got
That's
like
what I did.
$3.50 a month,
Yeah.
and so I bought one of the first Flight Street kits that I ever saw way back when, and I
Yeah.
think it was under $3, and I built that thing and I took it out. It flew so good, and I think I got like 4 or 5 flights out of it, and I dorked it,
Mm.
and it totally destroyed the leading edge on it and the wing. But I looked at that, and of course it was covered with silk span and doped. I looked at that and I took off all the silk span on the wing, and since all the ribs were the same, I only had to have one rib that was whole, and so I made all new ribs for it. But making that leading edge, with that cut back inside type thing, that was a hard thing. I had to carve that thing out because I didn't think I could do it and build it up and glue it up because I didn't have the tools to do that anyway, But
Yeah.
I rebuilt that whole thing, and it flew just as good afterwards as I remember it flying before. I flew that thing for years.
There you go.
Well worth the effort of rebuilding it, because I couldn't afford to buy another kit.
Oh,
Well, when
know
I
what
saw
you
some
mean.
of the rebuilt, go ahead.
No,
No, I was just going to say, when I saw some of the rebuilds that Windy did on video,
oh,
that was good enough for me. I thought if he can do that, you can salvage just about anything. When I saw the things he had to do to repair that tsunami and Strega, it was unreal. And I'm like, holy cow, you can fix anything if you want it bad enough.
Yep.
the one that got me is when he fixed, well, I had the name for a second and now I've lost it, but he fixed one of the fellas had, it seems like it was an Aries. And he'd hit something and torn the wingtip up on it, busted the tissue more than anything else. And Wendy put a piece of 400 sandpaper in there and put the paper back on that, and got it somehow glued the tissue to this part, and then pulled it down and glued it to this part, and got those two back together and CA'd that back together, and then got this part up with a piece of tape stuck on this piece. He pulled it up to match the other two pieces. C8 it. I mean, yeah, C8 it to the. He C8 it to a piece of sandpaper, the backside of it, I think, but a piece of sandpaper, and then pull the tape off of it, and you could not tell the thing had been repaired. But
I'll
then
give
he
you
ran
that.
clear dope on the
It's very
edges
ingenious.
where they came together, and then put some layered little further back layered, and then sanded it down to blend it in. Yeah, you did a good job, Sparky. You're still a hippie.
There's my
Looks
repair.
awesome. Nice
I'll
job,
give you
Sparky.
a better one than that. When I went down to Florida, a visit with Walter Umland once, and he was just getting ready. He had the prototype for his version of the Ringmaster Imperial, and he'd split the tissue on the wing.
Mhm.
And I thought, oh man, yes. So he says, oh, you rip. I was telling him how to do it, and he says, this is how my dad showed me. And he took a piece of silk span, and he got it some dope on it, and he slid it underneath it and got it lifted up, and then let it dry. It brought those pieces together, they're perfectly aligned, doped it, filled it up, sanded it off. It was done.
Yeah, it's kind of the way
Wow.
Wendy did. Except he used
Amazing what you
sandpaper
can
of
do
all
if you
things.
know the techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wendy was. I wish Wendy would come back though. He was just magic.
He
Well, the
will.
other thing you got to
Sparky.
realize though is Wendy's almost 80 years old now too, so he may or may not, but I don't know.
He will.
He may not
Hey.
come back and fly, but I hope he comes back just to be there.
He puts out
Because he
videos every week or two, which is pretty good.
on
Doing something.
motorcycles, yeah.
No, planes. He's putting
Wendy
out ones on
now?
planes too. You go and look at his stuff. He's been putting out ones on his airplanes too.
Yeah, they're old
Definitely.
videos, remakes, but
Yeah, they're remakes, but the stuff he has to say is for now. Like
Yeah.
the narration is now, like him talking now about it.
Well, I'll have to
He'll
get.
be back.
I'll have to talk to him. You know,
He'll be back.
Wendy is the only one I ever knew that he could. How do I say this? Wendy can put you to sleep. I mean, seriously, I used to plug in a Wendy tape, and when I couldn't sleep, I'd put in a Wendy tape and watch it for a few minutes, and wake up the next morning. You know, the tape had finished and rewound, and he's ready to go. But you get so involved in watching him that you forget whatever it was that bothered you, and just doze off to sleep because I'm already tired as heck, and doze off and go to sleep. But you know, I must have sleep learned because I'd wake up thinking I got to try that.
You know,
He
back
came up with a lot
at
of
one of the early
ideas.
VSCs I happened to be at, Jim and Jim Lee and his son Todd were there, and they started doing a thing like doing like a Wendy video. You know, it was a farce on Wendy. And
They
Jim
would
said,
know
"Now
how
you
to do
gotta,"
it.
he said, "Now you gotta get your hand back here by the turtleneck." And Todd would say, "Oh, you mean the turtleneck?" just making a little farce of Wendy's accent.
Yeah, the pooty.
The turtleneck.
Yeah, turtleneck, and we got to get some pooty in here.
Yeah.
Don't
It
forget
was
your
hilarious.
Kofi.
It was hilarious.
Nope. He was
God love
funny.
him, you know.
I think Whirlwind. We were at the Nationals, and he went to lunch with us one day, and he just kept us on the stitches, just talking, because he has some colloquialisms that just you have to know Wendy to know what the heck he's talking about.
Did you guys? I'm sure we've said it before, but let's just do it again because it makes me laugh every time I talk about it. At the 95 Nats at Tri-Cities, the last of the traveling Nats up in Washington State. Pete Peterson went up with me and Gordon had brought his wife, and they, anyway. So we're all there flying at the Nats, and Gordon sees this guy go into one of the little, what do you call them, the little restrooms, little
Porta potty.
porta potties.
Yeah.
And he thought it was somebody that he knew. So he goes over there and he wraps his, and Gordy was strong as hell, I want to tell you. little Irishman was just, he built like a Band-Aid box, just solid muscle. And he got his arms wrapped around that door, and guy comes up and can't get the door open. He yells out, and all of a sudden, Gordon realizes it wasn't who he thought it was. In fact, he realized it was Wendy. And now he's holding the door, and he's afraid to let him out because he wasn't sure what he was gonna do.
Run.
And
That's awesome.
It was so funny. I mean, you'd have to know Wendy, you'd have to know Gordon, and you'd had to seen it to really get the full effect. But it
Oh, I
was
bet.
funnier than now.
I'll bet.
Oh, I'd love
Well,
to have
those
seen
guys
that.
are-
I wish I'd been around for that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are about as diametrically opposed as you can get. I mean, they're just, both of them are funny,
Wow.
but
Wendy was
wow.
always a practical joker, from what I've been told. He was always
Oh, he
looking for
was.
to pull a practical joke on somebody all day
Oh,
long.
the
Yeah.
worst at that is Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker is the worst at that. There was a guy getting ready to take his flight, and Walker's walking out, and he's standing out in the circle, and then he leaves, And the guy's flipping as he's getting ready and all that, and he gets his plane start. He, signals the judge, gets his plane started, gets up, walks out there, and all that's there is two lines. There's no handle.
I remember
Oh my
that
God.
one.
Walker turns around and pats his back, and you see the handle hanging out of his back pocket.
Paul can be a
My
little,
God.
he can be a jokester.
Oh yeah.
He's a mess.
I really like the sound of that one. I might have to remember it.
Don't pull it on the other Steve. He
No,
might
he
have a
might
heart
have-
attack, or else try to
Yeah.
pick
If I-
it up and fly it on the two
What if I
wires.
could do that to Stuart one day?
Oh, Lord.
Speaking of flying off the two wires, did you ever see that? I think it was a Japanese guy that had rings on each wire. And he
Yeah,
put
I've seen that.
one on this finger and one on this finger and flew like that. Didn't have a
Yeah,
handle at all.
I've seen a video of him doing that. I still haven't figured out how he did it.
He finger flew.
Yeah, I know he did, but I mean, can you imagine it was a 60 size airplane he was flying.
Well, yeah, but you can trim that to where you can lessen the pull on it by the way you trim it.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
And so you can get it. I mean, you can get it to where it's very, very comfortable. That's the way I fly mine. It's very comfortable. It doesn't have a lot of pull, but the pull is the same here or up here or wherever you're at. It's the same pull.
Yeah.
Makes
I
it
only
comfortable
want about
to
3
fly.
pounds, but I want it everywhere and even.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. It'd be nice.
Now the one you ought to try that on if you've got a place to go live for a while is when you get ready to launch your wife.
Oh,
Then.
no.
But you better have a place to live.
Yeah, that's the one person I do not pull practical jokes on. No, no. I am not the
John,
sharpest knife in the
John,
door, but I know better than that.
John's gonna get me in a lot of trouble here. I can see where this is going.
I'll try not to, but
Let me put it to
Might
you.
not,
Let me
but-
put it to you this way, Lynn, just in one simple, easy to understand sentence. Naomi will kill you.
Yeah.
she will
no doubt
kill
about it.
you.
I kill you.
Kill.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that.
You know what?
Huh?
Let's just put it this way. If I'm gonna do that, I have to really pick my day
Yeah.
carefully.
Have the car running, everything,
Well,
Yeah.
it's not quite that bad, but I'm gonna have to pick my day carefully because
I've met Naomi. I don't think even picking your day, you're going to be safe.
well, no, because there'll be backlash.
Oh yes.
She knows where you sleep, Lynn. She fixes your food.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the worst part.
exactly.
She fixes the food. You don't
Yeah.
never can tell what'd be in there. She might
Naomi-
She might make you a chocolate cake made with X-Lax, you know?
Mm.
Her line is, you have to close your eyes at some point.
Yeah.
That's the line.
Yeah.
See, I've heard this all before. You have to close your eyes at some point. That's what I've been told.
Say you're
Yeah.
safe. She wouldn't pull that X-Lax trick if she does the laundry too.
Oh yeah.
That's true. Good
You know
point.
My
that,
mother,
that
I,
they
I
can always
wasn't
throw
there
a
to see it.
little piece of fiberglass cloth, coarse fiberglass cloth in the laundry with your clothes in it.
I
Never
wasn't.
play practical jokes on someone who has access to your toothbrush.
There you go.
That's right. Exactly. Good line, Sparky.
I was not there to see it, but I have heard stories that my father-in-law ticked off my mother-in-law, and she had a can of starch and was doing the laundry. You know, I don't think shorts are supposed to be starched. Undershorts.
Oh.
That's when I was in the Navy. I was a
He
ship
said he
service.
never did that again.
When I was in the Navy, I was a ship serviceman, and one of the jobs that a ship serviceman has is working in the laundry. I ran the laundry,
Mhm.
and I had a yeoman that I was kind of joking. We were joking back and forth with, and his laundry came in one day, and I took one pair of his shorts, and I starched them up, pressed them out. They were like a board. Okay, they were like a board, and then I went and I hung it on the door to his office. You know.
Oh Lord. Oh my.
All
Oh,
in good fun.
make sure he's not an officer upline from you.
Well, he did outrank
yeah.
me, but you know, we were good, you know, he didn't outrank me by that much.
Oof.
Hey, Stuart.
What you doing, Stuart? I can't
What are
hear
you
you.
doing?
There you go.
What are you doing?
Pickup stick.
Huh?
Pickup sticks. Oh, okay.
Oh, pickup sticks. Okay.
I want to make sure the cat can't roll them around. It's a bit too big for it.
I'm gonna put sanding paper on them.
Oh, fillets.
Hey, Stuart. Do you think we should take Tom's handle off the lines one day before he walks out?
Why?
Because it's funny.
Boy, that'd be funny. It might not be for long.
You might have to run.
I think he'll hurt you. Ooh.
Oh man. All in good fun. I can see they're gonna do it to me. That's what's gonna end up happening.
Watch out, it might be your wife, you know.
It's true too. She's
Y'all are
pretty
rough
tired.
tonight,
She's
boy.
sitting in the chair sleeping right next to me right
Oh,
now.
she's not sleeping. She's listening.
Oh no, she's not. Not right now.
Oh,
Not
okay.
happening. She's
You don't
wiped
think
out.
you don't think they can listen and understand when they're sleeping?
I'll find out in the morning. Don't worry.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Indubitably.
Yes, for
Oh
sure.
Lord.
Raw eggs and overcooked bacon.
Yeah.
No thanks. I don't eat bacon and eggs anymore. A
Oh,
little too
okay.
heavy for me. It's
Well,
raisin bran. It's raisin bran for this old guy.
raisin bran with no raisins.
Yeah. Oh no, I eat the raisins.
No,
Maybe
you
not
might
tomorrow.
get it. You might get it without
Grab yourself some leaves, Len.
it.
Yeah.
Leaf tea.
Today I flew for the 186th day in a row.
So you're
past half a
halfway
year.
there almost.
Yeah, I'm past half a year. It's all going. It's a little easier now. It's warming up. It's much nicer.
How's the plane holding up?
It's rough.
It's
I got
rough.
two of them it's rough. There's two of them and they're in rough shape, but they're still going. As long
There
as
you
the
go.
motor goes, we get the 5 laps in or 10 laps, whatever. Today we almost forgot. Like we went out to go out in the backyard and fly, and there was a
Yeah.
bunch of people out in the cemetery today because it was a beautiful day. So I said to Naomi, let's not fly out here right now. It's too busy. I don't want to bother people. So we went away and we went for our walk and we did a bunch of other stuff. And then I'm outside barbecuing dinner and I went, holy cow, we haven't got our flight in. So we went
That's
out and
when
did
you
it
need-
just before dark.
That's when you need an O10 that you can fly on 10-foot lines.
There you go. 010,
See?
yes.
Fly it right in the backyard.
Yeah, I had a buddy I had a brand new 010 in the box. I've had it for about 10 years and I gave it to a buddy of mine. I decided I would never use it. I gave it away. Stuart, you got any LA or you got any FP15s?
These FP15s. I don't know. Let me see.
Someday let me know if you got any. I'd buy one off you.
Was that for the
Looking for another one. I
twin?
got one. Huh?
That for the twin?
Yeah, for the twin. I got one, but I'm looking for another one.
Always evil, Bay.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty evil. I search friends first. I pay well.
The last 15 I bought, it was supposed to be like new, in great shape. I got it.
Yeah, sure.
You might as
Good
well
luck
not
with
have a
that.
glow plug in it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like. I found that. Oh, by the way, Sparky, I got that 60. It runs beautiful. I got it fixed. Put the new piston and liner in it.
Yeah, good.
Runs
Good deal.
beautiful.
You
Just
put
like
the
brand new.
new one in.
Yeah, put the brand new one in.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Just like a new motor.
Glad to help you out.
Much appreciated. Did you get
So-
that check I sent you?
Who?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
No, I
Okay,
didn't.
well,
You want to send it again?
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. I'll see if I can
See,
get one out
Steve-
to you next week.
Steve's going to be a
John-
judge at your next contest.
Can't you
Yeah,
see
I'm
if it's
sure he
been
probably-
cashed?
I'll take a look and see, okay, Sparky. I'll see if you did or not. I'll check.
If I, you know,
I will check, and if you didn't, I'll send you another one. Oh, it was a money order. It wasn't a check. It was a money order.
I don't remember to be. That's honest. To be honest with you, I don't
Okay.
remember.
Not to worry. Not to worry. I gotta send one out to John Miller this week coming.
Did you get my email I sent you?
I did. Yes.
Oh,
I've
okay.
got your, thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I
I'll
thought
make sure
you
it
might,
gets to
because you hadn't asked
No,
for
I
my
understand.
address. I thought, oh, he might be taking it off there, you know?
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I might have, so I'm glad you sent that to me. Thank you. I'll
You
make
bet.
sure it
Thank
goes
you.
to the right address.
Thank you. And you got my
Thank
phone
you.
number now, too.
Thank you. Tom and I were looking at those plans quite a lot this week.
Oh, good.
We're excited.
You know, it's if you want to save the price of buying the kit, it's not that hard with that plan or that pattern sheet to.
Oh
Cut
yeah,
the
for sure.
parts out.
I've already got the kit.
Oh,
kit.
okay.
So I'm good to
We
go.
talking about a
I'm ready
twin
to roll.
Pathfinder, building a twin
Yeah,
Pathfinder.
I'm gonna build a twin next year.
Well,
Sparky, you got the sirens down there?
And
The what?
Tornado sirens going off by you?
No.
that's when I considered keeping it light and using the OS 15s on it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to put 25s on it, and you
Too
know,
much.
it's too much, you know, and then it winds up pulling too hard, and it just, you know, it doesn't.
50.
I mean,
if
that
you and
big-
Gordon were happy with the 15s, that's good enough for me.
Well, and add Howard in there and everybody that flew it. And that big thing there with almost 7 foot of wingspan, that twin flight streak, that's on a pair of 20s.
There you go.
And it
There you
flies
go.
pretty good on one engine. I've actually looped it on one engine when it was the inboard engine. I didn't try it on the outboard engine. But
You're out of
Right.
luck.
That's
You're out-
okay. No problem, Stuart. Just thought I'd ask.
What, you
So,
don't have a Briggs and Stratton on your big flight streak like Dan Banjock has?
Well, Danny's is a little bit bigger and it has more cord on it, you know. Might
It's
be
also
pretty
8 foot
close to the same
span.
wingspan, but the cord is about twice as much. What has he got
Man,
on there for engine? I thought he had a big Fox or something
No,
like that
it's
on.
120 or bigger than that.
Oh, really?
That's a big motor.
I've seen him flying it, pictures of him flying, and he's really leaning back on that sucker.
That's all show.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
he leans.
Yeah, he
he
flies
leans
the
back on his
bislot the
PA
same way.
75 plane too.
Okay.
He leans way back flying that Turbo Raven with a PA 75.
Yeah.
Well,
Looks
I
like
saw
it's going to
him- I
carry
saw
him,
him-
carry him away. Go ahead.
I saw him flying that flight streak at Brodak, and the Zetron stuck wide open on him.
Oh boy.
He couldn't slow down. He got done. He bent over, slinging his hand, trying to get blood back in his hand. I said, "Do it again, Danny." He said, "Nope."
Gordon talked Ted Fancher into flying his Gemini twin, which was the really nice, sleek. It was originally yellow, and then he sanded it down and repainted it red, white, and blue. And anyway, the fellow up there in Alberta has it now. But poor old Ted, you know, he's not that tall. You know, he's like a lot of pilots. He's about 5'6" or something like that, and he's not overweight. You know, he's a small guy. Imagine him flying a 747. You think huge airplane, small man complex, maybe, I don't know. You know, but Gordon talked him into flying that twin, and it had two OS-35Ss on it.
Oh, look out.
And he went out there, and when the flight was all done, well, about halfway through it, he wrapped his other hand on it like that and stopped flying stunts and just, "Hey, Gordy!" And when he got back, he was just shaking that arm. And he says, "I think I got a problem," you know. That thing pulled.
Love to see him come back to fly some more too. He was just
What's Bruce, isn't it, in Alberta?
he's just funny.
The guy in Alberta, the
Bruce
Prairie Fire
Perry?
Club. Bruce Perry, yeah.
Yep.
That guy probably could handle a freight train on one hand. You know,
He can handle any model airplane you could hand him.
yeah.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. No
Yes,
problem
he
with
is.
him holding on to anything.
Tough and strong.
Yeah,
You know, these guys that you're talking about, you want to see come back. You got to remember, time has passed.
that's
They're-
right.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
I mean, you remember them when they were 60, but that was 25, 30 years ago.
Exactly.
10 anyway.
Well, it's like I say, Wendy's almost 80 now. I mean, it's not that he probably couldn't come back, but I don't know if he'd want to.
Well, he probably wouldn't
Well-
want to, but I tell you what, he still gets around a motorcycle pretty well.
Yes,
You sure
yes, he
can.
does. Well, I'm 80. I'm going to be 82 here in a couple of months, and my problem
So,
is
yeah.
I still fly, but I start to get I might fall over if I get overhead. You know, I just
Santa Claus, you're timeless though.
well, I hope I'm going to fly geezer stunt. I'm going to get me one chair just like what I got here. Or see if I lean back
stuff.
like this, I can go straight overhead, no problem.
That's awesome. No sweat. Exactly.
Yeah,
You still
I love
planning
it
to
when
go to
Wesley-
Brodax? And
if I can, I'm going to have to put some money away and a few other things. And that, and I'm getting my
Yeah.
little motorhome. It's one of the little Toyota based motorhomes. It's not very big, and it doesn't. It only burns. Oh, unlike a big motorhome, this gets 15 miles to the gallon, so it's more affordable to use. And
I
I
like
the
it when
chair in
Wesley
and-
Dick comes out to fly 90 whatever.
I know.
that's right.
Yeah, I'll go out there. I'll bring a plane so I can fly geezer stunts. What the heck?
There you
That
go.
might be all I
Good for you,
fly.
John.
Somebody made a suggestion today. I saw it on there about the challenge stunt. I guess is what they're calling it, but I prefer geezer stunt, to be honest with you. But they were talking about, dang, it was a good point the guy was making. Now I can't remember what it was. I'll have to look it up. But I don't know if anybody read it today.
No, I
That
haven't
was
been home
when they're
today.
talking about ex-Nats winners and shit like that.
No, this had to do with. Oh, it's about your launcher. That they ought to, that you suggesting that maybe they shouldn't require them to come down. This is reading between the lines. Shouldn't require them to come around on that first lap after takeoff at 4 to 6 feet, because the launcher might be a geezer too, and it's hard for them to get everything, get up and get out of the way. And so the idea was, as I suppose what they want to do is have them come around at 6 foot and then drop down into altitude
Oh
on
my
the
goodness.
second lap around. I've experienced that when I've launched somebody and I'm down there and I'm trying to get up and get out of the way and the airplane's just about to go over me, and
Rodak the year that oh God, I've got 4 of his engines downstairs and I can't think of his name. Silver Fox.
oh,
Lou Woolard.
Woolard.
Lou Woolard. Lou Woolard was launching for somebody and he tried to get up and couldn't. He just laid down and rolled out of the circle.
Yeah,
That's right. That's what you do. Roll.
yeah.
If you can't walk away, roll away.
But he sure did. And he got up and he said, I said, Lou, you all right? He says, yeah, I just couldn't get up. Lou was an interesting guy. I always loved to talk to him. Well, I've got some motors that he did that he could really build a motor.
Yes, he could. I was flying the twin flight streak, and for a period of time there in my mid 60s, I was mid to late 60s. Every once in a while, it was like somebody shut a switch off, and I just fall, you know. And I don't know what it was, whether I was not getting enough of some mineral or what, I don't know what, but it hasn't happened for quite a while. But I was at VSC and I was flying it, and all of a sudden my legs just buckled and I went down, and I've got the twin going around. And all I could do was just do this, you know, from the ground.
Well, it worked.
And somebody yelled, "Bring her up, I'll come out." So I took it up high and they come out and took it away from me. By then I could get up, but it's hell to grow old, you know.
Yeah.
It still beats the alternative.
You got that right.
A lot of times I have a pair of side cutters in my box handy in case somebody falls down. You can grab side cutters, run out, cut the safety thong, and take the airplane.
Yeah,
That's a good
Good
idea,
idea.
Sparky.
that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
I was trying my best to tell Sparky the safety thong, not the flight line, not the flight wires, not the flight wires.
You know what? I don't think very clearly because I was thinking, why are you going to cut the guy's lines? Oh my goodness. What
Well,
are
I
you
have,
gonna do with those?
Those of you that know Tom Looper and Tommy's about 5'3" and I'm 6'3". Well, I'm actually supposed to be 6'4", but I think I've shrunk. Anyway, we're at
Oh,
Atlanta
shrunk.
and I just gone to the doctor and got some new medication. And I went down and was flying the first flight. It was hot as blue blazes out there. I took off and I'm flying. I get halfway through the flight. I said, Luke, come get it. Come get it. I'm seeing 3 of them. So he came out to get it. And I'm sitting there holding my arm up, trying to let Tommy get it. And Tommy's reaching for it. He got it. He finally got me to bring my arm down so he could get the safety thong off of me. And he was not going to fly that weekend. He had a daughter that lived in Atlanta. So he came down, watched the contest, and he was going to go on down to see his daughter. And after I couldn't fly, he stayed and He stayed and flew my
Flew.
Super Duper Zilch and won the contest.
There you go.
He's a heck of a pilot, I'm telling you.
I've met him once. At VSC, I believe.
Yeah.
He's a better builder than he is a pilot. He's a super builder.
He's a super pilot. He was a super pilot too in his day. In his day, I put him against about anybody. Nowadays, he's well. I mean, he's 83 years old. I mean, you know.
Well, he's
There
still
was
a
a
kid
time.
like me.
Yeah, there was a time when he was awfully hard. Tommy showed up. You were flying for second place. He went to the Nats, and everybody thought, "Oh, this yokel ain't gonna do nothing." And he won old. He only flew old time, but he won it with a stunt wagon.
You know, I want to ask the real Steve Smith question. So, what do you think of the grandpa to the Sakatumi? Did you get to see it?
Are you talking to me, John?
No, I'm talking to
He's
the real
talking to
Steve
Steve Smith.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
He's
Okay.
muted though.
He's muted. He can't.
Sorry, guys. I'm watching the weather here. We got big storms moving through.
Yeah, it came through here yesterday. You get it tomorrow.
Us being here Saturday night, Sunday morning. We always get them at night. I don't know why, but we get them at night.
I woke up this morning with snow. It's all gone now, but I mean,
Yeah, we had that the other week. And woke up
But-
and I asked Siri or Echo or one of them what the weather was because I wanted to know how big a jacket I needed to get to take the dog out. And told me it was snowing in Lexington. I said, snowing? I looked outside. Sure enough, there was snow on the ground. 2 hours later, you'd never known it.
you might get it tomorrow because what we had last night. So you know.
No, we're getting it right now. There's a radar confirmed tornado going to be about what's going
Oh,
through
that's-
Chesterfield.
That's good. Yeah.
Going through what?
Going through Chesterfield, which is about 30 miles to the west of here.
Wow, at least it's not going through my Chesterfield.
I got stuck out in the middle of in the rural area on a little old road with corn growing all around me, and about 10 miles from any civilized area, and got caught in a tornado out there. And there's nowhere to go. I just wound up.
Oh no.
It got dark and black, and I could hear that train a coming, and I turned it off and put my seatbelt on, figuring maybe it might not throw the car too far, but it missed me by about less than a quarter of a mile.
I was out in
Steve,
Arizona.
how
and
far
they
is
had
that from you?
Quarter mile? It's
I'm asking
2,000
Steve
about
Smith how
2,000
far
feet
that is
way.
from him.
It's about 30 miles from here.
Well, it's not too far.
No, that's why I'm like right on the edge of go to your basement.
Yeah.
Wow.
In my case,
I hear ya.
it's trying trap 2 cats and stuff them in a carrier and go to the basement.
Right on.
Well, if you start hearing a train and you know the track's not really in your backyard, go to the
Yeah.
basement.
Well, what's really weird is I actually had a tornado through my backyard. I guess it would have been late last summer. Trying to think when that was. It ripped all the leaves and branches off this big tree in my backyard. I didn't know any better. I was in my basement like I'm supposed to be, but I got a walkout basement looking out the sliding glass window, and I could just see the trees on this big street that's behind my house going crazy. I never saw like, a funnel or anything.
Funnel
Did you hear the
cloud.
train?
Okay.
No. Did you hear the train?
No, I did not. But I mean, it was raining really hard, and it was tough to hear much of anything. So I didn't hear a train. No.
Well, I heard the train. That was one of the scariest things I'd heard about that,
Yeah.
but I'd never heard it, in person.
I've been in plenty of earthquakes and they don't bother me. But if you guys remember when I was in Ohio, the tornado came through my apartment complex and I was watching
wow.
TV and I heard it and I opened the door and I went, man, it's windy. And I shut the door, went back and started watching TV, and then the lights went out. Well, it had ripped the whole town up.
Yeah,
Whoa.
they're scary things. And then they'll pick up and they'll tear everything up like that, and then they'll pick up and they'll pop back down, and oh man.
Man, it's windy.
No kidding.
Where I lived in Wisconsin, I was on the there's Green Bay, and I was on that peninsula that sticks out there that called Door County, and the tornadoes would come primarily from the west would come but they'd hit the Green Bay. And there's something about the air and the coolness, whatever, above the water, they lift up. And the peninsula was only 5 miles wide, so it'd get back over land and it'd start coming down, and then it'd be back over water again and go back up.
Mhm.
You know, so
Wow.
I never had to worry about them so much there. I think they'd had maybe 3 or 4 tornadoes in the whole time that people had been there, you know.
Well, I got caught in Arizona in a dust devil. In
Oh,
a
and
brand
that's
new
right.
rental car. Brand new rental car. It was a Cutlass, brand new Cutlass. And it was a beautiful shade of green. And when I finally got back to the hotel, I finally got back to my hotel after just sitting parked on the side of the road for over an hour with the car rocking and felt like I felt like I was gonna go for a heck of a ride any second. Never did, but I thought I was going to. Anyway, I got back to the hotel and I got out of the car and closed my door and walked around to the other side. My side, the driver's side, was a beautiful shade of green. The other side was metal, just bare
Yeah.
steel.
Yeah.
And I took the car to turn it in to National Car Rental the next day, and they said, "That's no big deal. You took out the insurance. You're all right. That happens all the time." Say what? Wow.
What do they call that sandstorm that happens out in the deserts? It's like a wall of sand, a cloud type.
They called it a dust devil. Is what they called it
No,
last time.
no, it starts with an H, a Haggard, something like that. They'll come in and they just come in, and when they hit, you can't see anything, and the wind's blowing, and it's, you know, it's
I know what
they
you're
get
talking
them
about, but I
they
can't
get them
think
in
of the word.
Arizona too.
That's where this was,
Yeah.
just outside Phoenix.
See, that's probably what you got caught in.
Yeah. Let's see, it was
I think I want to move there.
I'm surprised the real Smith hasn't already looked that up on Google.
me too.
But they call that kind of.
I'm distracted with this. I got the news on, and they're in that full-time guy.
Yeah.
What's the name for
screen
those?
going.
Bad
Is it getting
windstorms that
closer to you
happens
or going
over the
further
desert.
away?
I think it
Staying
starts
about the
with
same
H.
distance, moving northeast above me so far, but there's
Bad windstorm
a
over the
couple
desert.
more worrisome ones about a half hour away.
We're lucky here. We're pretty good because partly we got the lake there. Tornadoes don't like the lake.
No, they don't. They don't like water.
So, and I'm only 2 kilometers from it. So, I mean, we can get tornadoes here, but they're very rare. Like
Yeah.
in our area, you don't get them any much. Now, more than a little north of us, north of Toronto, there they've had a couple of bad ones up there.
Very,
I
very
was in
bad.
Hawaii
It's been-
when I was in the Navy, Stuart, and I'm surfing at the beach there, Waikiki Beach, and I look
HAB.
out and there are 2 water spouts about 5-10 miles away on the water.
Dust storms or haboobs? Dust storms?
Havoos?
Haboobs.
HABOOS.
Haboobs, yeah.
HABOOBS.
Hey, spell it again.
Ha,
HABOOS.
boobs.
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 Haboobs. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what
She
they're
just looked it
called.
up on the internet. She just looked it up on the internet for me. She's
Yeah.
much better with a computer than I am.
They're
I think the
pretty
devil lives in
nasty.
that box.
They're pretty nasty storms.
Oh, they are. It scared the out of me.
Yeah.
I was only 19 years old when I took that job, and I'm telling you what, you grow up fast when you're out there by yourself, 24 days a month.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Talking about water spouts, we were out. I think I might have told the story before. Out in the middle of Lake Erie, and we're scuba diving, and we were up on the boat, but one came by close to us. It was scary because it was like this huge bowl of water just swirling in a circle.
Yep.
wow.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I've never seen being that close to him. I mean, it wasn't that far away.
Yeah.
Let's see you skin dive that, Stuart.
Yeah, that
Need
was
to
scary.
take a parachute with you, Stuart, while you're
Yeah.
skin diving.
I tell you what, people that can skin dive, they have my complete attention because I'm so claustrophobic I can't even think about it.
It's
But that's wild. My wife wanted to learn to skin dive at one time before she got sick, and I was going to pay for her to go. And we went the first few classes. My word, man, you're down there and it's just black.
Well,
I said,
depends on
no,
how
that's okay.
deep you go now. Wait a minute.
Well, they had to go 60 feet, and they had to go
Oh,
on.
that's not black. That's just,
But they go on at night, and you had to do it
Oh.
at night when everything around you had a flashlight, but everything else was black. And if you could do
Oh.
that and stay down there for so long, then you got your certification.
yeah. I've done
And
I-
it.
she found out she was sick and didn't get to finish it. But I mean, it was
I used
Not
to
me,
be a
baby.
certified diver, and when I was commercial fishing out of Kodiak, they always like to have a diver in the group of fishing boats because if they're always running over their nets, winding them up and needing help. And I used to make a few extra bucks cleaning those things out and straightening them out. But it was, I had to be careful because it's hard to get air out there, you know. Fortunately, one of the guys had a air compressor that was made especially to fill the tanks, and but it was I take it out to the end of the pier so that the wind could blow the exhaust away, so I wouldn't be pumping exhaust in with the gas or with the air. But
that's something they often forget to do.
I had a Canadian halibut boat come in to the cannery one night. It was a Friday night, big parties going on, and they come in and they tied up and they come found me because they went and asked if there was a diver around. And so they found me and they hired me to go under there. They had been picking up their long line in some rough seas, and they had their engine going, the prop spinning, and they got blown over their long line. They're pulled up, and it just wound it right up into that prop. And they, you know, they had the choice. We were at the south end of Kodiak Island, the only place that had a facility to get them out of the water to clean that out was up in Kodiak, which is about about 100 to 200 miles, maybe more away. And they wanted to get back out. They had lines out and everything else. They wanted to get back out there. So I made a heck of a deal with them, for a reasonable fee. And I made sure, because they started drinking and partying as soon as they got in. And I told the skipper, I said, I want a sober crewman in the engine room so nobody gets carried away and starts that dang engine up and puts it in gear while I'm down there. And I said that his other job would be to sharpen the knives because it was going to take, what is it? I don't know how long those long lines are. They got to be 1,000 yards or more long, probably a quarter of a mile long. And so you're cutting through that stuff and it'll just dull your knife in a hurry. And I go down there and fortunately they tied the boat up where the lights were so I could see. And I got down there, and that wheel on the back end was about maybe almost 5-6 feet across diameter.
Hmm.
Yeah. 3-foot radius. Yeah. And so all there was a big wall, a ball of that line there, and there was this much of the tips of that wheel of that prop sticking out. There's just maybe a foot, and about 6 or 8 props, paddles on that thing. And then there's all these hooks there, and there's pieces of halibut in there, and it's just a mess. So got it cleaned out, and they paid me what I agreed to do it for, and they threw in a bottle of Everclear. At that time, I was a drinking fool, and I really found out I really loved Everclear as a hot toddy. Boy, it makes a sweet little hot toddy, doesn't it?
Mm.
I got a gallon of acetone. Same shit.
Yeah. What is it? 110, 120 proof?
Something like that.
Yeah. But it only took about a half inch of that rum at the bottom of a cup and some hot water and a little, to make that hot toddy.
Mm. I don't know how in the world. I could never drink that. My older brother loves scotch. And to me, that's like dragging your taste buds through rosebuds or rose thicket. It just
Well,
kerosene.
you got to develop a taste for it. I mean, I don't drink anymore, but I used to. And
I don't
one
drink
of
anymore,
my
but
other favorite drink was scotch with a water back. And I liked good scotch,
I like good bourbon, but I can never drink scotch.
Well, I'm
That
glad it
stuff was
doesn't
just
anymore.
too raw for me. Somebody gave me a bottle of scotch one time and I didn't know what to do with it, so I put it in my suitcase and brought it home. I figured, well, my clothes are all going to smell like bourbon when I get home. I mean, like scotch, because that'll never make it. It made it. So I got home with it and got it in the house, put it up on a shelf, and I thought, well, I don't know what in the world I'll ever do with it because I'll never drink that crap. And then my brother came in that weekend.
He drank
Hey,
it.
Don, got something for you. Here, you take this. He says, oh, this is the high-end stuff. I said, yeah, friend gave me that.
Well,
About a month later, I
out?
went down. Go ahead.
You know what I found out, Phil, is getting back to that bottle of Everclear. I
Yeah.
never could find it down here in the States. I'm
You
sure
won't
it's
find
down
it
here
down here.
somewhere, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, they're convinced that you used to could get it. You used to could get it. Wade,
I think
Wade,
the
a friend of mine,
Canadians have put a tariff on it.
it may be. We used to get it and make PJ, Purple Jesus, grape juice and Everclear.
Uh-huh.
And we
Unless I can mix it in model airplane dope, it has no relevance in my world.
there you go.
I had a
We
drink
took
once in 1987. That was my first and my last.
Yeah.
Everclear?
Hey
No, it
guys,
wasn't
I'm
it.
going
It
to
was
sign
beer.
off YouTube right now, so hold on a second. Everybody on YouTube, really appreciate you watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. We have these meetings every Monday and Fridays. Sometimes we talk about model airplanes. Doesn't seem like we did too much tonight.
We did some.
Yeah. Let's see here. So, I will see you later. Come on now. There we
Way
go.
to go, Stuart.
This is the good stuff.
We'll get back
Yes.
to toy airplanes now. There you
Hang
go.
on, Stuart.
That was that was my brand when I was doing it.
Okay, hold on. I'm still signing off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Like,
Yeah,
subscribe, and
advertising.
share, and I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
Bye.
Had to
Yes,
get
Stuart, that was my brand.
Crown Royal.
Crown Royal, little glass of water right next to it, just straight.